How do you get out of your ego? How do you get out of self? So you cultivate a self-awareness about yourself and you practice mindfulness and meditation and observe your thoughts and reactions without judgment. So that is the first thing. Embrace humility. If someone can't be humble, admit when they're wrong or they haven't been the best person, that is number one. Two, learn from your mistakes. Say, I've made this mistake and I need to learn and do better. So you're always growing and then focusing on your own growth and evolution. Like you are not a done product. There's no sign sealed and delivered. You are literally constantly evolving.
Welcome to the Secret Life Podcast. Tell me your secret. I'll tell you mine. Sometimes you have to go through the darkness to reach the light. That's what I did. After 12 years of recovery in sex and love addiction, I finally found my soulmate, myself. Please join me in my novel, Secret Life of a Hollywood Sex and Love Addict, a 4-time bestseller on Amazon. It's a brutal, honest, raw, gnarly ride, but hilarious at the same time. Check it out now on Amazon.
Welcome to Secret Life Podcast. I'm Brianne Davis-Gantt. Today I'm pulling back the curtains of all kinds of human secrets. Hear about what we are hiding from ourselves or others. You know, those deep, dark secrets you probably want to take to your grave, or those light or funnier secrets that are just plain embarrassing. Join me each week as we take a deep dive into one subject matter, exploring the how, what, when, where, and why of it all. This is Secret Life, and I'm excited for you to join the ride. And today we are talking about getting out of our ego. Oh my God, so many people are ego-driven lately, and they just have to be right, that self-righteousness to be right, and it's literally tearing this world apart. So how do you get out of your ego? How do you get out of self? So you cultivate a self-awareness about yourself and you practice mindfulness and meditation and observe your thoughts and reactions without judgment. So that is the first thing. If someone can't be humble, admit when they're wrong or they haven't been the best person, that is number one. Embrace humility. Two, learn from your mistakes. Say, I've made this mistake and I need to learn and do better. So you're always growing and then focusing on your own growth and evolution. Like you are not a done product. There's no sign sealed and delivered. You are literally constantly evolving. And gratitude rather than comparison to others, because that compare and despair makes your ego, I'm better than, or I'm a piece of shit, you know? Engage in selfless acts, practice empathy, and allow your vulnerability to shift your focus from self-concern to connection to the bigger world. Listen, I used to have such a ginormous ego, 16 years ago. I would tell you, like, my shit don't stink, or I'm better than people in my head. But then really, when someone's in their ego, they have a low self-esteem, because when I really worked on myself, I was like, Jesus Christ, I have such a low self-esteem. Sorry if that offended you with Jesus Christ, but it's true. I was so frustrated and like yelling at God, like, why can't I get out of my ego? Why can't I ever fully connect to people? And that was it. I was a fear of my own vulnerability, my rawness, my realness, my authenticity, and not knowing. I felt like I had to know everything. So then if I didn't, I felt like I was not smart. So I just think this is the most important thing to work on is our egos, because our egos edge God out, right? That's like the 12-step saying. And for me, that's true. I had no God. And I'm not saying you need a God to not have an ego, but it really helps when you connected bigger things than yourself, like nature, the world, giving back, that you get no like validation from. So how do you do this? Let's break it down. Number one, be present in your daily life and connect with your senses and focus on a current moment. So for me, I made my company Just Be. And Just Be, I have it even, this is my first tattoo on my foot. in white ink, just be. And so wherever I am, I am. So that keeps me humble. That keeps me out of my ego when I'm in this place in my office with my chai latte, talking to you, helping other people, being present. Meditating. Now, this is the thing I have a hard time with, observing my thoughts and feelings, but I do like stretch meditation or active meditation, doing a puzzle, because I cannot sit still for the life of me. But when I do that active meditation, like painting after a long day or my stretches in the morning, it gives my brain a chance to just calm down and detach from that ego narrative that can get in your head sometimes, and you have to figure it out, and it's all on your shoulders. Observe your reactions. Every reaction to someone else is a blessing because it teaches you something you haven't worked on. So if someone gets under my skin or bothers me, I know that's my ego. Something in there, my growth needs to happen. So our enemies, our annoyances, our frustrations, our reactions are our biggest gifts and blessings, I think. So reflect what strong reaction you have to and understand, is this the narrative, the ego narrative of victim or victimizer? Because is it me being the victim or me being the bad guy? Then I practice emotional labeling of feelings. That's why I love the feelings wheel. When I accurately can look at my feelings objectively and say, so I'm angry, and then going down the feelings wheel of the anger side and looking at that instead of just saying, generally, I'm frustrated and angry. Allow myself to find all the emotions and feelings so then I can completely understand what is going on. Then you have to go into your own focus on growth. Shift my focus from being a fragile ego I'm protecting to continuous personal growth. So anytime I'm like, oh, I got to push through, I'm not growing right now, I'm kind of stagnant. That's when an ego takes over and protects your fragile ego. Like it's all about you. So whenever I go, no, 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 focus on growth, focus on growth, you have to get out of your ego if you focus on your own growth. And I'm not talking about going to therapy and vomiting that you're the victim. That's not growth. Going to somebody you've been through for like 8 years, 10 years, and all you do is bitch about other people, that's not growth. That's just finding someone that will take your money and not push you to change and allows you to play the victim. So make sure who you're working with really pushes you to look at yourself. It can even frustrate you. I always say my biggest teacher was my therapist, was my Jungian therapist I worked with, because she would push my narrative. She would be like, is that accurate? Are you playing the victim? Are you in your ego? Find someone that's willing to do that, someone that you don't have to like, but you respect. Embracing my mistakes is a huge thing. I'm a flawed human. I don't know everything. I make mistakes. I react. So I'm able to go, I'm sorry. Made that mistake, learn from it. Nothing is a failure. And I detach from being perfect because no one is perfect. Adopt a bigger adopt a bigger mindset. I know that's a tongue twister, but a bigger beginner mindset. Because usually when you do this work, you're older. So I always say bigger beginner mindset. I am constantly reminding myself I am learning new skills. I'm learning new experiences. This experience is teaching me something. There's no bad and no good. So, how do I practice it though in the world? Selflessness and connection. Commit to selfless acts. For me, how I got out of my ego a lot at the beginning of my recovery, and I've said this before, is I would just go give food out. 10 people, 10 cheeseburgers, waters, walk down Pico Boulevard and give out food. And no one knew I was doing it. And half the time, I would just leave the food next to someone's tent or something just because I was trying to be of service. Going in, putting away the old people's groceries down in the basement where nobody could thank me. I always think a lot of great selfless acts, no one can thank you. Great to go work at a soup kitchen or go on Thanksgiving. That's all wonderful. But I believe the best selfless acts is when no one can say thank you and you're just doing it. So, what I would even tell people if they don't have time to go volunteer or do that, take a plastic bag from a grocery store, put on a glove, and go to a park and pick up trash on your lunch break and fill up the bag of trash and then throw it in the trash can and don't tell a soul. You're doing something for the world that no one knows you're doing. And it's such a beautiful feeling just to give in that place. Channeling my empathy. This took me a long time to work through because I had a hard time. I was in so much pain. It was hard for me to see other people's pain. So I now try to always understand, where's that person coming from? What's their perspective? What is their life? What is their funnel down their nervous system? What does that have to look like? How did they grow up? They must be in pain. So I always try to channel empathy. Like, people are coming from a place where they're hurt or not feeling seen or understood. So I always look at even when it comes back at me as an attack, I try to look and say, what are they going through? That if I was going through that, I would feel this raw. I would feel this frustrated. Giving into my vulnerability. Vulnerability is not weak. Vulnerability is the most strong I've ever been. Being an asshole is easy. Yelling at someone's easy. Like, attacking someone's easy, but being vulnerable and staying in my truth and not attacking or pretending I'm tough or strong really connects to me, my authentic self, where I can see everyone is, what they say, a child of God, a child of this world. Practicing gratitude for the small things. That three things at the end of the night I'm grateful for, like a soft bed to sleep in, my son doing really well on his math, my dogs being obsessed with me because I love my dog. Like, those things, like, I wrote down last night. So really expressing gratitude in a way that's not, I'm just going to write 10 to 15 things every morning to make myself feel grateful, but it has to be a small, consistent, everyday thing that helps you see every day, I'm grateful. Not big things, doesn't have to be big things. Oh, I got that job offer or anything like that. It can literally be, I'm grateful for this chai latte my husband got me for a surprise this morning. Amazing. And then challenging those driven ego behaviors. Lay down your fucking weapon. When there is conflict, try to respond thoughtfully rather than emotionally, which sometimes is still really hard for me to do because I can just, that is a defense mechanism. So try to thoughtfully think about something and pause, put the pause in. Avoid negative comparison. Stop comparing yourself to outside. You don't know what those people are looking for. One of the most successful people I've worked with was a fucking hot mess. And if you compared your life to him, he had everything for nothing. Things and outside shit doesn't mean anything, doesn't matter. So I always look at, like, oh, that's so great they have that. But that doesn't mean that they're in peace and serenity or even happiness or joy. They just have this outside thing everybody wants. So I never compare myself to anybody anymore. And don't gossip. Be of your tendency to speak negatively about others. That is very ego-driven behavior. One of the most egotistical people I've ever worked with, he loved to gossip about people. He loved to gossip about everybody, and he was the victim. That I used to be like, that is your ego, dude. You're in your ego. Gossip is false intimacy. It is not a connection with somebody. And you speaking bad about somebody else shows how bad you feel about yourself. So this is how you control your ego. Stop getting offended. Stop thinking you're superior. Your achievements isn't who you are. How much money is isn't who you are. Winning isn't everything. Winning in a fight and be like, okay, you do you, boo. 2 + 2 = 5. If that's how you want to go. Let go of control, accepting that others are going to have their own minds and do their own thing, and there's nothing you can do to control them. Know when to stop. If you are in something with somebody and it's going nowhere, it doesn't matter. Your ego is never satisfied. So just go, okay, I'm going to get off now. You can feel that way. And you're not always fucking right. God, self-righteousness is the worst thing people can have. And my self-righteousness, when I was in that, it just makes you icky and gross. And no one wants to go near someone that always thinks they're right because there's no space for anybody else. So here's a healthy ego you can start leaning into. I like my work. I'm good at what I do, but I'm not better than anybody else. I make mistakes sometimes, and that's okay. I can learn a lot from others. I learn so much. I take risks when it feels right, not just for the intensity of the risk. I try new things, and I can't do everything. My work is better than it was for me yesterday. Nobody else's. I don't compare to anybody else's. And anything social media is not a measure of success. And I can change my mind and adapt and change who I am at all times and grow. So I hope these things really help you get out of your ego, because you can go even into those toxic positivity sayings, but it has to be in a healthy way. I trust myself. I create my reality. I'm enough. I have great ideas. I can be successful. All those things are great things to help let go of your ego and be in a no ego doer place. You don't have to attach a personal self to your ideas. You adapt. You're not biased towards actions. Done well today, better than yesterday, but never perfect. And practice humility, 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 humility. I am humble. That is a great way to end your day. Thank you so much for listening to Secret Life Podcast. I hope this helped you. Let me know if you want me to speak on anything. Send it to secretlifepodcast@icloud.com. Until next time.
Thanks again for listening to the show. Please subscribe, rate, share, or send me a note at secretlifepodcast.com. And if you'd like to check out my book, head over to secretlifenovel.com or Amazon to pick up a copy for yourself or someone you love. Thanks again. See you soon.